Hello, Mike Gillespie, SalesMax, podcast number 19. Picture the scene, late 1970s, Ocean City, Maryland, early June, overcast day, 62 degrees outside, water temperature 58. My second day on the Ocean City Beach Patrol. Best job I ever had. That morning, I was so excited being a new lifeguard. Got to the beach early, 15 minutes early, pulled my chair, got up into my chair, was looking over the beach. I was actually fixing my radio, trying to get a good radio station in, when all of a sudden I heard some screaming from the surf. And there was a woman yelling, "Lifeguard, lifeguard, lifeguard." I look up, and what do I see? I see somebody in distress in the surf. I look down to my left, which is standard protocol, and the right, and notice they haven't come to the beach yet. It's 15 minutes before they're supposed to be there. So they were not there yet, but I look down to the right, and somebody I'd taken the test with, Mike Dubby, was down there to my right, just walking onto the beach. And the stands were far away that day, so he really couldn't see me when I was blowing my whistle. But I blew my whistle, grabbed my buoy, went through the surf, which was kind of a big surf. It was freezing cold. Had to take my sweats off to get in. I swam out through the waves, got to the person in distress. I said, "Grab my buoy. Everything's going to be okay." Well, he looked at me and said, "Thanks, man, but I haven't seen my buddy like in 5 minutes, man. I don't know where he is." And my heart literally came through my chest. I said, "Excuse me?" And he said, "My buddy." And I said, "You know what? Are you okay? You going to be okay?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, and I started duck diving, which is going underneath the water, going down to the bottom and spreading out and feeling around. And at that time, I thought to myself, I'm in the Atlantic Ocean. How am I ever going to find a body that I don't even know, other than a general direction that he told me, where this person was going to be? And man, I prayed to God and I said, "Please, for goodness sake, help me." And you know what? Within a couple of minutes, I felt a dead, lifeless body in the surf. Kind of freaked me out a little bit. What did I do? This is the late 70s. This guy had hair down to here. I went and I grabbed his hair and I pulled him up through the surf. And I looked at him and he was blue and not breathing. And I thought to myself, I'm going to try to give him a couple of quick breaths. So I got him onto the buoy, tried to blow some air to really no avail. And I thought to myself, I've got to get him into the beach. So I pulled him into the beach and I was exhausted. 58-degree water temperature, all the activity, all the swimming, all diving through the waves. So I pull him in, I'm exhausted. I got him into about waist to knee-deep water, and my buddy Mike Dubby came bounding up. And he said, "Fireman's carry," and I lifted the guy up. Mike hit him right in the diaphragm with his shoulder, and the guy vomited everywhere. And it was just like a death gurgle, where you could just hear it was surreal. We got him into the beach, laid him onto the beach. We were actually to bring him back. The ambulance came. They took him off the beach. Crazy. Second day on the job. Well, later in the afternoon, after my heart came down, and after I kind of understood kind of what was going on, I thought to myself, man, this job matters. And I was just talking to a buddy of mine at the Ocean City Beach Patrol reunion, Bob Libertini, and Bob said, "You know what? This was really a job that mattered." And I thought to myself, you're darn right. And you know what? What I'd like to talk about today is 3 things. I want to talk about being prepared. I want to talk about being proud. And I want to talk about being bold. So being prepared in life and your job. Some important things. Mentally, you have to be there. You have to be there. Because what you do, it matters. You might not think so, but if you really understand what you do, you'll find that it does. And physically, you need to have proper nutrition. You need to be in shape. You need to have exercise to really be successful in anything that you do. Emotionally, you have to be balanced. You have to have fun. And being prepared spiritually. If you believe in something, you won't fall for anything. God will give you strength and courage to get through anything if you let him. So we talked about being prepared, the Boy Scouts motto. Because you know what? What you do, it matters. We talked about being prepared. Now I want to talk about being bold. If you believe or being proud. If you believe, you will be believed. If you have that passion, think back to a job that you've had that mattered, that made you feel good, or an activity that you did that made you feel good inside, because that emotional energy and strength is unstoppable. So if it was fulfilling and it made you happy, think about that for a second. Relate that to whatever it is that you do now, because what you do now, it really does matter. Understand who your customers are or end users and why you're important to them. And when you do that, you're going to be more passionate. Therefore, you're going to be more successful. You know, what I do in my business for the last 35 years, I worked with advisors and clients. And the cool thing was, we work with mainly folks that were older, you know, call it the 50 to 100-year-old market. And we really did make a difference if you understood what you were doing. When you're working with those people and getting them not just to retire comfortably, but also to remain comfortably retired, that's what we do. So think about it. If we could help somebody once a year not take that 2-day vacation to Sandy Point State Park, but how about a 1-month cruise down to the Caribbean with their spouse, because we were able to help them financially get to a better place, or we were able to help them pay for their grandchildren's education, or any other means. So understand what it is that you do. That's what I thought I did. And that's what kind of gave me the emotional strength and energy to do it every day for 35 years. So we talked about being prepared. We talked about being proud. Now I'd like to talk about being bold. You know what? Don't let other people determine your attitude. Don't let negativity steep in to you and bring you down. Because if you do, it's not a good thing. So take charge, and just like water off a duck's back, when you have that negativity, let it go. It's all about your attitude. Speak passionately about what you do and how you're able to help people. There's nothing wrong with that, because if you believe, you will be believed. And you know what? All you do is you provide solutions every day, no matter what it is that you do. Don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. Carpe diem, grab it. Have fun. You know, respect and mentor others. And here's a thought. Do something that you absolutely will get no payback from. And what do I mean by that? How about a random act of kindness? You see somebody who's having a tough day, sit down, talk, listen, and maybe have some kind words for them. So open a door for somebody. Whatever it is, you're going to feel much better, and it's going to give you energy to continue. So we talked about being prepared, because you know what you do matters. We talked about being proud, because you know what you do matters. And we talked about being bold, because you know what you do matters. Understand who your customers are and your end users, and why what you do is important to them. And then understand from your perspective what you do, and it will give you that passion and that emotional energy to carry on in anything that you do. So what I'd like you to do today is I want you to examine your own situation, your own job, relate it to something that you did that you really felt good and comfortable about. And why did it matter? And I want you to be passionate about it, and I want you to help people to make a difference. So again, be prepared, be proud, be bold, and you'll have exponential success. Have a great day.